करोड़ से ऊपर टूरिज्म जम्मू कश्मीर में। जब आप समझते हैं हम लोग सब काफी इम्पेशेंट लोग होते हैं अपने टूरिज्म फैटर्निटी में, क्योंकि हमारी जो डिमांड्स क्लाइंट्स की होती हैं वो होती है इंस्टेंट कि ये प्रॉब्लम है, अच्छी चीजें कभी भूल जाते हैं, मौसम कभी हेल्प कर देता है, मगर हर कोई चीज आज इंस्टेंट चाहिए क्योंकि इंफॉर्मेशन इज ऑन फिंगरटिप्स। इतना बड़े टूरिज्म फैटर्निटी को या कभी कंप्लेंट्स किया है फिर उसको संभालना अभी हमारी एक प्रोग्राम रहा था ऑन सैनिटेशन डिपार्टमेंट से, जहाँ से दिल्ली से वो आए थे। तो मैं आज जो मुझे बताया स्टार्टअप प्रोग्राम मेरी भी गुजारिश कि we must work on responsibly and clean tourism which is needed at this moment. कश्मीर को हमारे पैदाइश से पहले लकीली सारी दुनिया जानती है, पहचानती है। मैं समझता हूँ इसको हमें एक कंक्रीट जंगल बनाना चाहिए, क्योंकि जब भी टूरिस्ट यहाँ पे आता है वो चाहता है कि होटल में बैठे बाहर लॉज में बैठे आके होटल के कमरे में जब हम देखते इस तरह हमें बहुत ही ध्यान देना चाहिए, स्पेशली जहाँ पे स्टार्टअप सब लोग शुरू कर रहे हैं। ये यंगस्टर्स या जो नए बंदे अपना टूरिज्म कदम रखना चाहते हैं, इसके साथ एक प्रोग्राम बनाना चाहिए जो कि रिस्पॉन्सिबल टूरिज्म किस तरीके से रिसेंटली मैंने बहुत ही मैंने एक स्टेटमेंट वहाँ पे किया हम लोग टूरिस्ट को ब्लेम करते हैं कि आप गलत डालते हो, मगर नहीं सब
merciful and kind. Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to each one of you. First of all, it's an absolute pleasure
to welcome you all to this important session which is being organized by IST, Department of Tourism and SILPI. Why I call it as very
important because there's a context to it. In J&K, tourism is a mainstay, and if you look at the statistics, some of the important statistics which we should know is that what is the contribution of various sectors to our state GDP.
It's dwindling when it comes to agriculture. It is 18%. Industry contributes only 19%, and it is the services sector which actually contributes to 62%. Now, within service sectors, if you further fragment it, it's going to be the tourism which will be the largest contributor to the state GST. So it's something which, as Kashmiris, cannot ignore, and we have to every time be on our toes to ensure that this particular sector of economy has to keep on growing, and whether it is institution, government, or the concerned department, each one of us has to play an important role. Now, tourism is built on perceptions. I'll start with a very funny story. I was at ISC doing my MTech program, and I was staying in it was called a studio apartment. Next to my studio apartment was a very eminent physics professor. His name was Professor Biswas. And Mrs. Biswas also was there. One day Mrs. Biswas called me, and this I know about 80s. She said, she never been to Kashmir. She said, I asked, how do you go to your university or to your office? Where do you keep your horse? I said, horse? He said, yes, you must be going to your office or to the university, riding on a horse, or you may be taking a shikara ride to the workplace. I said, what makes you think like that? She said, because this is what is shown in the films. The hero is always on, on the horse, and the hero is roaming around the Dal Lake in the shikara. So everybody will be in the shikara, and the horse, So that's what I said. It's built upon perceptions, and then the perceptions change. There were instances when advisories, were put up not to visit Kashmir. Some of the advisories are still there. But whatever facts are there, the important thing is that Kashmir tourism is growing. I mean, last year, if you see the figures, it was, I think, so 1 crore 80 lakh or so tourists visited. And this year, and this was reported to Parliament, that for the first 6 months, over 1 crore, that was between January to June, over 1 crore people have already visited. They can actually, if I extrapolate the data, it's going to be over 2.5 crore or so this year. Maybe that would give us some exact figures. The question is, if you look at this today's meeting, it's a triplex. Triplex
Is you have institution which is represented by IST, and then you have industry. We have industry leaders like Mr. Shaw and Mr. Trumbu and others, and then we have the government, the Department of Tourism. So that's why